Hello guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. So guys, if you're new to this channel, my name is FaithOjone, and today's video is just going to be me telling you my horrible experience. Yeah, it's a very sad experience, and I'm still heartbroken, I'm still shaky, and because of this I've not been able to record videos since last week. This will be the first video I'll be recording in a week and a half, which is unusual me. The videos I posted on my channel recently are old videos. I think I've shot it like, the recent video I shot it like months ago. Then the other one I didn't really show my face. My other recent video I didn't show my face because I was just not in the mood. So yeah, I know I said I was going to be posting more job vacancies, job opportunities, but we're going to continue that in January. So this is Christmas. I'm sure everyone is in Christmas holiday mood and everyone want to chill with your family, have fun. January we continue with the job search and job hunting, and we'll talk about UK immigration and the rest. But I felt like I should share this video to get it off my chest. I need to talk about this. So I just had an experience recently which was horrible. I was shaking, I cried. I think I even spoke to, when this thing happened, I spoke to a friend. I also spoke to a friend here on YouTube, Melissa. She's a YouTuber as well. She was very helpful that day because I was literally crying on the phone when I was explaining this whole issue to her, and she really gave me like strength, I would say. And girl, if you're watching this video, thank you so much. Like, thank you for listening to me rant. I know it wasn't easy because you're pregnant and you know, but again, thank you. So today I'm just going to talk about my experience. My neighbor, I don't know what, thinking about it I'm already emotional. It hurts, like it hurts so much. I know they said they did it in a place of concern, but also it made me feel like I'm not a fit parent. It made me feel like I was being judged without even you knowing me. So 2 weeks ago, yeah, my daughter, she's a very active baby and a very happy child. She eats very well, very healthy. I don't know, she is fine. She's an African Niger girl with Igbo blood. She is not quiet, okay? So she was sick a few weeks ago. She was really sick that night, and she woke up and she was crying that night. She was crying non-stop. My husband like pamper her. We did everything to stop her from crying. She didn't stop crying. So in the morning I had to tell my husband that this is unusual of her. She doesn't cry like this. Something is wrong. You know, the mother instincts will kick in. I'm like, something is wrong. She's 20 months old now, and since I gave birth to her, she has never been sick. I have never taken her to the hospital to be like, oh doctor, my daughter is sick, do something. No. The only time we go to the hospital is maybe she wants to take her immunization and all of those. She has never been sick. So this was the first experience. This is the first time me experiencing her being sick. I'm like, this is unusual. She's a happy child. She's always eating, but she wasn't eating. So we called NHS. Something is wrong. Of course, you need to book an appointment through the NHS, blah, blah, blah. NHS will be like, we'll get you to a doctor, blah, blah, blah. So our conversation with NHS lasted for 2 days because we were calling them back to back. We called them morning, afternoon, evening. We called them the second day. I think they saw the way we were calling too much. They even had to get a doctor on the phone. We spoke to the doctor. The doctor was like, they don't have a ped in my GP that we have to take her to the E&A. So we rushed her to the emergency that very day, and I couldn't go in with them. So my husband and my daughter went in and saw the ped, and they were like, there's something wrong. I was like, so I was right. This girl, even though she was sick, she was still strong. If you don't worry too much, you might not even still take her to the hospital. But because I worry about everything, to be honest, I worry about every single thing. And being a first-time mom, this child I had with HG, almost, she's my life. She's everything to me. So, and if she's coughing, I'm already worried. So she was still playing, she was still doing good, but not like at her full capacity. So the doctor said she has like a viral infection, that they saw some soreness in her throat. So they just sprayed something that is nothing really serious. After some days she should be fine. When they sprayed that thing, when we got home, my daughter started eating back again. You know, she's not the kind of child that eats baby food. She like Nigeria food, rice, ebas, and more like egusi. She's African. I used to call her African woman. She doesn't eat baby food. The only baby food I know she eats is Weetabix. That's the only baby food. I don't have baby food in the house because she eats what we eat. She likes African food. She like jollof rice, anything like, and she eats by herself. So when we came back, my daughter started feeling better. 2 days later, she was full capacity, back to, you know, destroying the whole house, you know, turning the house upside down. And I was so happy that my baby is back. You know, I was happy, only to get a call from Child Protection Service after that week that she was fine, that our neighbor complained, that our neighbor are concerned that something is, that they should come check the child. I'm like, what's going on? This same neighborhood, when I moved in, no one came and knocked on the door. I think I made a video about it, that nobody, not a single soul, came and knocked on the door, be like, hey, welcome to the neighborhood, my name is this, I stay in so flats, blah blah blah. Nobody did. So where we stay, we have up to like 20 flats. So nobody came, but they can call child service to report that they are concerned that my baby has been crying and there was no adult voice. They didn't hear any adult voice trying to console her, so they are concerned for the child. Hey God, guys, you need to see me that day. I wasn't at home, I was at work. My husband called me, like, child service, protection service, said they want to speak to the mom. And he has already told them what happened, but they said they still want to speak to the mom. And my colleague at work advised me to go and talk to them as soon as possible, that any sort of delay in trying to reach the child service, it gives like a bad impression. I left work that day, I was crying. That was when I called Melissa on the phone. I was crying that, babe, have you experienced this, or do you know someone that has? I don't know what to do. Please advise me. You know, I'm new in the country and I'm just a year old in the UK. Like, I'm like, what is going on? They can't take my child. Like, this child, she is my life. My life. I literally live for her. And somebody, so when I got home that day, I got home and I had to call the child service, and I spoke to her. I'm like, even that night that my daughter was crying, one of the neighbor, I don't know whether downstairs or the flat beside ours, I know somebody hit the wall or the roof of our building, of the house, because obviously they hit the roof to be like, your child is crying, you know, put her to order, like. And that scared my child and made her even cry the more. Even me, I was scared. I'm like, what did they even use to bang the roof? So the banging came from downstairs somewhere. I know. I don't want to, you know, suspect anyone, but I'm like, I live in a terrible neighborhood, to be honest, guys. I have to tell you guys, look, I know it's not like me, I'm trying to be anything, but if you're moving to the UK, please look, be careful where you move to. The neighborhood you move to is very, very important, because when I lived in London, I sleep trained my daughter in London. She was 10 months old when the healthcare worker that came to check on her, and they came for home to evaluate my daughter. When she came, she was like, yeah, she's old enough to be sleep trained, that we need to sleep train her so she can be able to sleep on her own, blah blah blah. We sleep trained her from 10 months. The sleep training lasted for 1 month. We did cry it out, so she was crying, and all we need to go and do is to go and meet her, comfort her, show her we are here, then leave. So that was what we did, and she was crying. This was, you know, if you're sleep training a child, like, you know the cry, how they screamed. None of my neighbors called Child Protection Service, but here, just one night, that she cried uncontrollably, like, they called Child Protection Service. So the neighborhood you stay is very important, because where I lived in London, most of the neighbors, most of them are even Nigerians. So nobody called Child Protection. I'm sure they heard the voice of my child crying every night because we sleep trained her. Every night she was crying, and no child protection service didn't call us. But this neighborhood, so I'm sort of worried. Are they really concerned that about my child's health or well-being, or they are being concerned because the crying was disturbing their sleep? Because I don't understand. So when I got back and spoke to the child service, they're like, okay, they are going to investigate the issues, that when they are done with the investigation, they will close. If they see that there's nothing, they will close the case. That since we said we took her to the hospital, they will have to call our GP, call the doctor and verify the story before they close the case. So now I don't even know if the case is closed or not. I don't know if I'm supposed to call them to find out how it is. I don't know, but if you know, please advise me in the comment section what to do. So because of this, I had to go and meet every neighbor one after the other. Yes, they didn't come and introduce themselves, but they are prognosing into my business, right? Without even confirming the truth. I don't know, is it that white people just report without confirming if this is true? Like, you need to be sure of something before you report, right? Do you report out of assumption or judgment, or because I am black? I don't understand. Look, I'm not trying to say anything like I'm being judged, but that was how it felt. Because you know why I said this? Because this same neighbor went to talk to every other neighbor that they were concerned about my baby crying, but he never came to talk to us. That the matter was that it was our business. So he can go and talk to every other neighbor and explain to them his concern that he hears the baby cry a lot, and he didn't feel it is necessary to also come and talk to us that he is concerned about. If that is him not excluding me because of my color, I don't know what that is, because he feel comfortable enough to talk to his fellow white people, but he didn't feel that he should come talk to me or talk to us that he is concerned about. So if you live in a neighborhood and something is going on, I think the first instinct would be like, oh, let me check on these people. Are they okay? Is the baby? If you truly care about the child, you should check. Let me come find out what's going on. Is the baby okay? Not reporting me to child protection service is you telling me you feel I'm a danger to my child, and that is based on assumption because you don't even know me. He has never seen me before. We've never seen each other. So I went to go and meet every neighbor, like, you know, the polite British way, of course, but the Nigerianness in me was boiling. But you know now, nothing I can do. I'm like, hi, I introduced myself. I am this. I live in so flat. I had a complaint that you guys were worried about my child, and I'm here to ask you guys, like, what happened? Why didn't you guys feel to come over? Every other neighbor were like, oh no, yeah, the neighbor actually came to us, but we felt like it wasn't necessary because she's a child and kids cry. Since she's not talking yet, kids that don't talk, the only way they can express their feelings is by crying, blah blah blah. But he insisted that he still want to call child protection service, and they didn't want to stop him, so he left. My husband confronted the other neighbor. They're like, yeah, the neighbor confronted them as well, you know. So we were, because we didn't know who the neighbor was, so we were just speaking to every neighbor until we finally spoke to the person, and he said yes, he was the one that called child service, that he heard our daughter crying. She was crying a lot, and he didn't hear any adult's voice trying to console her, so he was concerned that he did it in a place of concern. I'm like, you did it in a place of concern, and you spoke to every other person in the building except us. Like, do you even know us? He said he has not even seen us before, that this will be the first time he's seen our face. We're living in this building. We've been living here for the past 5 months. He has never seen us before. So why do you think that we are being a danger to our child? And I told him, sir, with due respect, I love my daughter so much. She is not a mistake. I planned for her. Like, I wanted her. I didn't just fall pregnant out of, oh, it was a mistake. No, I wanted the pregnancy. I tried for her, and I got pregnant for her. It wasn't something that happened out of the blue. So if you think if I was not ready to have a child, I would go through all of that, I would try for her. She's not a mistake. She happened because we want her to happen. I loved her. A child that when I was pregnant, I suffered HG, hyperemesis gravidarum. You think I don't love her? And now to look, I love her. I love her with my life, and anyone that tries to take her away from me or more, Omo, hey, I go forget British style, we'll go enter Nigeria way, because what? No. So he was like, no. I'm like, I felt I was judged, because you went around talking to every other neighbor about your concern, but you never deem it fit to come talk to us, because I don't know, is it because we're black? He was like, oh no. I'm like, then tell me, why didn't you talk to us? If you are a concerned neighbor, like you care about my daughter, I think you would come up, because that is something I would do. I'm like, where I come from in my home country, Nigeria. I was like, where are you from? Like, Nigeria. And he was quiet for a while. Like, yeah, where I come from in Nigeria, when a neighbor is concerned about the other neighbor, they don't just go and call the authorities on them. They go check on them and ask them, are you guys okay? Is everything fine? If you be a Nigeria person, please confirm in the comment section if I'm lying, because I don't know. He said, and again, one of the neighbors was telling me, though in the UK they don't do that. If anything is going on, they are concerned, they just call the authorities. Please, if this is how you guys do it here in the UK? I mean, the locals, is this your ways? Like, you guys do not confirm the fact of the story before calling an authority? Guys, it really broke me. I was shaking for days. I was shaking, because I'm like, hey, picking why I suffer born, picking why I suffer. I know it's I suffer for this picking why I love. In fact, I've never experienced it. In fact, when I gave birth to my child, that was when I knew that there's a different love entirely. Look, a mother's love to a child cannot be compared. I'm like, I've never experienced the sort of love that I experienced when I had my daughter. So someone just sitting in their room assuming that I'm an unfit parent is really heartbreaking, and putting me in a radar, giving me it's like a bad impression. Now, of course, I'm going to be on record. I was once reported that to child protection. You want my child to be taken from a home that love her, from parents that love her, that will do anything for her, and take her somewhere else where she won't be loved? Like, how mean can people be? I'm sorry, he said he did it in a place of concern, but I've thought about this thing every night when I'm going to bed. I keep thinking, how is it in a place of concern? Because I can't see. When I think about it 100 times, I try to understand it. I can't understand it. That was not a place of concern. That was him being judgmental because I am black. That was him calling me an unfit parent. That was him judging me from afar without even knowing me, because I'm sure if he's his fellow, there are other kids in this building that cry. It's not only my daughter that cried. There are other kids in this building. I know the house is poorly insulated, but there are other kids that cry. I don't think they've reported them to child service. Why is my case different? Why? Anyway, I've come to the end of the story. Yeah, I'm really heartbroken, and I don't know, it might take me a while to get over this, but I'm still shaky. If you're watching this video, you experience similar thing, please let me know in the comment section. Tell me how you handled it. Tell me what to do. Tell me if there's a way I can report my neighbors that they are not neighborly at all. I don't know. Tell me, guys. I'm new in the UK and I'm so not used to the whole system. I'm really confused. I'm heartbroken and I need advice. Whatever advice it is you can give it to me, give it to me down in the comment section below. I will read it, okay? And I've come to the end of this video. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.